This is not going to be an easy video to make at all. I've tried to sit down and record this for a good half an hour now, and it's never gone well. So if you're watching this on YouTube right now, I've been able to get through it and it's gone well somehow. Now for all those people who know me, so my friends who are subscribed to my channel, they personally know me. But for those of you who are subscribed who don't personally know me, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Casey. I'm 18 and I suffer from Crohn's disease, IBD. It stands for irritable bowel syndrome. It's a stomach disease. I've been since I was 8 years old. 8. That's mad when you think about it. Nearly 10 years, or pretty much 10 years, I've had IBD. So this video is going to be very serious. Please don't feel sympathy for me or feel sorry for me, because this is not what I planned for this video to be, for you to feel sorry or anything. Just feel like I need to make this video for people to realise and find out the real me, the person who's not on YouTube, who has a personal life. So about 10 years ago, December 25th, Christmas Day. It had to start then, didn't it? Now, I woke up, felt great, as you do. It's Christmas. You always feel great on Christmas. You get your presents, you see your family, and you get to eat. You get to stuff your face, pretty much. But towards the end of that day, I started feeling ill, didn't know what to do, so I laid down. That didn't work. I laid down for a good half an hour to an hour, didn't know what to do. Stomach pain didn't go. It was a good 7 out of 10 pain rate. So I decided, why not try and go to the toilet? Because normally before that, if I had stomach pains, I would go to the toilet and I would go for number 2, or just fart pretty much, or let out some wind, and my stomach pain would go. That wasn't the case. That was not the case. And I felt really ill, so I told my mum I was going to spend the rest of the day in my room if that was okay, so I could watch some DVDs, because I was not feeling well. And she was fine with that. She was completely fine with that, so that's what I did. Went to my room and I watched DVDs until I went to sleep. And sleeping wasn't easy. It was not easy at all. Because like, my stomach pains, I couldn't get to sleep, because every time I went back to sleep, or tried to, it just kept coming and coming and coming, and I couldn't contain it. The only way I got to sleep was letting my body just eventually just turn off, if you know what I mean. Where you can't get to sleep, and then your body, and then you suddenly just fall asleep without you even knowing. That's how I felt, and that's what happened to me on Christmas night. Boxing Day came along, woke up, I felt normal. I felt completely and utterly normal. No pain, no anything. I was like, great, that was only a one-off, and I'm now fine. So I told my mum, I was like, I'm fine now, and she was like, brilliant. So now we can go to your uncle's for your nan and granddad's anniversary. So I went there, and I had a good time, like I always do at my nan and granddad's anniversary. I always do. Didn't have any stomach pains. I went to the toilet a couple of times. Normal, nothing wrong. But then as soon as we got home, I started feeling ill again. I felt completely and utterly ill. Stomach pain, at least a 7 or 8 this time. It was around 3 PM. I was like, Mum, is it okay if I spend the rest of the day in my room again? I'm not feeling too great again. So she asked me if I was okay. I'm like, I'm really not sure. Can I just go to my room? And she's like, yeah, sure. Do you want to take some paracetamol as well? And I was like, sure. Took some paracetamol, went to my room, watched DVDs for the rest of the night. What's that day, should I say? And then went to sleep. Again, not an easy sleep. 2 nights in a row where I didn't sleep well. Woke up next morning. This time my stomach pain was still there. and I woke up feeling so ill. Like, so ill. So Mum was like, okay, that's it, we're going to Torbay Hospital. And that's what we did. We went to Torbay Hospital. We went to Louisa Carey ward. I had bloods taken. They took a few hours because bloods normally take that long. I don't know why. It's a bit annoying. But, you know, sometimes it does take a while and sometimes they are running a bit late. So, we got the results back. Turns out my amylase levels were up. Like, up. If you have blood tests and your amylase levels are up, that's never, ever a good sign. And so that means I had to spend the night in the hospital. And I was 8 at the time, and I was like, I'm 8, I shouldn't be spending the night in the hospital on my own. Like, I'm not used to this. Like, can my mum not stay? Mum wasn't allowed to stay. I had to stay in hospital on my own overnight as an 8-year-old. Now, some people could say the argument, like, people probably younger than me have to stay in hospital overnight, possibly on their own. But I didn't think that. I thought, I'm only 8, why am I in hospital on my own? I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. And to be honest, I didn't feel good at all. Like, wasn't a big fan of the bed until I got used to it, so to speak. I didn't have a good night's sleep that night either. So that was like December 27th. I spent my first night in Torbay Hospital. December 28th, I woke up, wasn't feeling very well. My mum came over because, you know, family visit. The nurses there, by the way, I need to say, were very nice to me. Like, ever since I started there that year in 2010 to when I kept going there every 8 weeks to get checked up, they were always so nice to me. So I have the utmost respect for the nurses at Torbay Hospital in Louisa Carey ward. They're pretty much like another family to me, if you'd say so. So yeah, I hope they're doing well, and I'm very grateful for them. So December 28th was probably the hardest day of them all because my stomach was hurting still. It was really bad. The nail in the coffin, though, was later that day when I puked. And you had that feeling, you know, in your stomach when you're gonna puke, leant forward, and it all just came out all over the floor. And I felt really, really ill. My whole face was white. If some people know me, they know I'm normally pale, but I was like proper Joker. You know Joker from Batman? Who doesn't? Like him white. Like, you know how white he is, like how pale white he is. That's what I look like. I look like a ghost. I look like freaking Casper the Friendly Ghost. So yeah, it got that bad that my mum called my nan and my dad. My nan is my dad's mum. They both came down from Swindon, which is like 2-3 hours away. If that's not dedication and feeling worried about your son and your grandson, I don't know what is. So on December 29th, when I woke up, to December 28th, I got an easier sleep. I got used to the bed and all that and found my comfy spot there. Mum had brought me my teddy bear. Yes, I had a teddy bear, don't judge me. Yeah. The nurse came in and said that they had penciled me in for an MRI scan December 30th. And I was really worried. I didn't know what an MRI scan was. I was nervous. What if it went wrong? I was just panicking. It wasn't until they showed me a video of what it was, where you go into a machine, they give you noise cancelling headphones, or earplugs, or earphones, whatever you call them. And because it is a loud thing, it is a loud machine inside of there. It went like ah, or something like that. And I would hear the nurse tell me, give me instructions. So when I saw a video of that and it wasn't that bad, I was like, okay, I felt better and I felt less scared of the MRI. So then my dad came over, my nan came over. My nan didn't stop squeezing me, by the way. Like, she was that worried. She kept squeezing me and squeezing, not like squeezing me like that my eyeballs popped out. She just pretty much hugged me non-stop. I understand, she was so worried. And My dad actually spent the night with me that night. But on that night, I threw up again. But I didn't just throw up. I threw up, puke, and blood. Yeah, I threw up, puke and blood. And I had the worst feeling in my head, in my stomach, that I've ever had in my life. And it was tough, you know. I did it all over my dad's bed as well. And I felt really bad. The nurses nicely changed my dad's bed, changed his blow up bed, changed the covers and the sheets. And I was there just hugging my dad for like a good 5-10 minutes. I've never hugged him that long before, and I think that was probably the longest I've hugged him ever since. And it was just so surreal. Like, I don't know what was going on. I was scared, I was anxious, I was just anything. Like, I thought, like, what's going on with, what's wrong with me? Like, what is seriously wrong with me? I want to know. So December 30th came, went for the MRI, went good as could be expected. It went completely well, nothing went wrong, and I was so relieved. Because like, what if I had a moment where I needed to throw up, or if I threw up in the machine and it went all over me? Like, that wouldn't be nice, and I'd be swimming in it. I'd be swimming in the puke and blood. Like, no one would want that. It went pretty well. I wouldn't get the results back to the next day, so it means I would have to stay in hospital until New Year's Eve, December 31st. So yeah, I went back to my room. I still kept puking sometimes with blood, and sometimes without blood. And I was just having a really hard time, you know. But honestly, I will say, that night I had was probably the best night's sleep I had had in a long time, since I had stayed in hospital. And I woke up the next morning. My dad had to go back to Swindon and Crohn, wherever he resided, and I felt I felt quite upset, but I understood why he had to go, because he had work to do. I'm not saying, oh, he left because he thought his work was more important than his son. He could have just not come down at all. He made the decision to come down and spend at least 2 days with me, and that was the most amount of time I'd spent with him for a long time. So I'm very grateful to him for that. So yeah, December 31st, my mum was there, my nan was there. My brother wasn't there, he was with his dad. Nurses and a doctor came in, like my consultant at the time, and they told me, straightforward, that I'd been diagnosed with Crohn's, or IBD. I was like, what's that? And they're like, it's a stomach disease, a stomach condition. And as soon as they told me that, I just looked straight forward and looked very, very, very confused and felt very uncertain and upset. I had just been diagnosed with a health condition. And not just any health condition, a health condition that's not very common. Like, if you think about the 7.8 billion people that are in the world, and all the conditions that are in the world, this one isn't very common. Obviously, there are a lot of people who have it, but it's not one of those ones that, like, a lot of people have, if you know what I mean. And it's really hard to deal with. Like, my mum was very shocked, she was very upset, and I still had to spend the rest of the night in that hospital, just to make sure. I was feeling better, like my stomach pains were slowly easing off, but they just wanted to make sure the next day if I felt properly well, if I could stand up straight, because I couldn't stand up straight. Every time I tried to stand up, I would bend down because of my stomach hurting so much, and it just felt really bad. I felt shocked, I felt scared as well. Like, is anything bad gonna happen to me? Is it gonna affect me long term, short term? It's gonna affect me my whole life, man. Crohn's, it's going to stick with me until I die. And it's only going to get worse when I'm older. because my immune system is bad enough as it is. Speaking of that, I need to show you a text, because obviously with my immune system being very weak, there's a pandemic out there at the moment that can affect your immune system and can like allow you to test positive for it. So I honestly don't know how to feel about that. I got this text message earlier from the NHS coronavirus service saying, and I quote, "You have been identified as someone who may be at high risk of severe illness if you catch coronavirus. The government are now advising you shield," which I mean stay at home, "until 30th of June, unless told otherwise by a healthcare professional." I've stayed in my room, I've stayed at home for long enough as it's been, but now I have to stay at home and pretty much not go outside unless I'm taking my dog out for at least another month or 6 weeks. Thick dude. But honestly, if it keeps me safe from the coronavirus, means I don't catch it, then I'm taking that risk and staying home. And I'm following that order I've been given. And honestly, I am very grateful for all my friends who have supported me. So like, I'm only making this video because I felt like I needed to, and my mate Finn said it would be best if I would, just to show like everyone the real me, like not my YouTube persona. Like I have a YouTube persona, like that I normally use in my streams, in my videos. This isn't CJ11 James talking. This is Casey James, the guy, the 18-year-old who has a personal life outside of YouTube, who's making this video right now. And just, yeah, I want to say thanks to Finn, I want to say thanks to Ben and Callum, Courtney, Spencer, all my friends. Because obviously, you know, me and Ben and Callum, we all banter with each other, just friendly banter. But when it comes to this, I could not have a group of friends that, a duo of friends that support me enough. They are always supportive of me. They always like are close with me whenever I feel really ill or feel like upset or something. They'll always check to see if I'm okay. And if that isn't good friends, and just, yeah, I don't know what is. So I have the utmost respect and gratefulness that I have two friends in Ben and Callum, who I always talk with, and Finn. Because of this whole pandemic, obviously I can't like see them at college, but I can still speak to them online, which is still ideal. So I'm happy for that. Yeah, back to the story. On January 1st was when I was released. I stayed in hospital till New Year's Day, which marked the worst week of my entire life. And I'm never going to forget that week. You have memories that you want to remember. This is a memory I want to forget, but the one that I will never, ever forget. Even when I'm 60, I'll never forget when I was 8 years old, diagnosed of Crohn's disease. And it's just that I've nearly had this for 10 years, and it's absolutely mind-boggling that it's going to be like that. So obviously on January 1st, I was feeling fine. I was feeling my normal self, like I am now. I'm not ill at all. I felt completely normal. But I was warned that that wasn't a one-off. This is going to happen occasionally, where I get really ill and I have to go in hospital and stay overnight. And I did. At least a good 2, 3, possibly even 4 times. I think my Crohn's is at its worst is when I'm emotional. 2 prime examples is when my granddad, my mum's dad, passed away in 2014. But that was expected, because I knew he was going to pass away because he had cancer, and like he couldn't get cured for it. So I knew it was going to happen, but I just wasn't expecting and wasn't ready for the impact I was going to have on my Crohn's. Because I spent the start of 2015 going in and out and in and out and in and out of the hospital. It was not a fun start of year for me. I missed a lot of school, a lot of work, and I had a lot of catching up to do. But I did manage to catch up, and I'm very grateful I did, because I don't think I'd be where I am right now if it wasn't for that. If I didn't catch up. So yeah, pretty much. And then yeah, my nan, who's my dad's mum's mum, she passed away of a sudden heart attack. Now that one was unexpected, but that was like around July. My Crohn's attack wasn't until September, so I don't think it was mainly based on that. But still, like, it was a moment that I felt emotional, and it made my stomach hurt. Not enough though to make me have a Crohn's flare up. Thank God. Because my dad called telling my mum about the situation, and I could hear my dad through the phone, and I've never heard him sound so upset in my life. I'm gonna keep it real. And I'm just gonna say I'm so grateful for my family for supporting me. Like, I think I'm the only one. Like, my nan suffers from diabetes. My brother's like autistic. But I suffer from Crohn's. And I've suffered for it for 10 years. And it's been hard. Very, very hard. Now, on the story about 3 years ago, I've been lucky. It's been 3 years, pretty much, since I had a proper flare-up. I've had mini ones, but not like proper ones where I've had to stay in hospital for a while. This one, around September, I completely lost my appetite. I wouldn't eat. I would drink. Let me say that. I would drink, but I just wouldn't eat. Anything that was food placed in front of me, I just wouldn't finish. I would eat bits of it, but I wouldn't finish it. And all the time, I have food placed in front of me with a plate. It goes. Like, it completely goes. And I was like, okay, this is weird. Why is my appetite gone? And it wasn't until around middle of September that my stomach just belted into a world of pain. And I felt the exact same way I felt at that point, which was about 7 years before, where my stomach was hurting so much that I couldn't stand up straight. I had to lay back mostly so I could like ease it a little bit. Went to the hospital, got blood tests, same thing, amylase levels were high. Had to stay in hospital without an appetite. Had to have a cannula in my arm or my wrist for the amount of days I stayed in hospital, which was 6 days I spent in Torpey Hospital in 2017. But 2 of those days I didn't have an appetite. So it wasn't all of the days I didn't have an appetite, which thank God, because I don't know what I'd have been like. But also I had a bit of heartburn, which wasn't very nice, because you know it's when you get chest burns. And to treat that, I had to have the most horrible medicine called Gaviscon, which is like this pink, goopy, or just thick medicine. It's kind of like pink honey, and you know how thick honey can be. It was that thick, and it was horrible. I did manage to plough through it, but it's still, I hope I never got heartburn again, because that was the worst thing I'd ever tasted. I still occasionally had medicine. But it wasn't as bad. I could just like have it, and then yeah, most of the medicine was being put through the cannula into my veins or into my wrist and it went through my entire body. I didn't puke, which was a good thing. So it wasn't that bad then, because I didn't puke. I also had a telly. My mum came in with DVDs, food, and I was sorted. And I had good night's sleeps all the time, because I was used to the bed. I always found my comfy spot. I'd always have to have checkups with nurses who come in to check on me. I had to have blood pressures. Sometimes, but even I was asleep. It was crazy. Blood pressure when you're asleep. It was really weird. I didn't wake up though, thank God. The nurses were very gentle, and I'm very grateful for the nurses that treated me through those 6 days. So yeah, my story with Crohn's is very difficult to talk about. I've tried really hard, Not to get emotional. This is why it's took me like 6 or 7 takes to do it. Because it's just very hard, you know. It's just very, very hard to deal with. And to like know that how long I'm gonna deal with it for. Like, this is gonna stay with me my whole life. I may have said that already, but I'm saying it again. Crohn's will never leave my immune system. It is not contagious, so anyone who's been around me will not get it. But still, I'm gonna have this in my body for the remainder of my life. And it's only going to get worse. Like, when I'm older, my immune system gets weaker and weaker and weaker. This could be the thing that possibly... Yeah. I'm not going to go into specific details because I don't want to upset anyone or frighten anyone. I don't think I've ever made a video this serious in my life, if I'm honest. I appreciate anyone who understands where I'm coming from. I apologise if I make anyone feel emotional, if I make any of you feel sorry for me, because this is not my aim to make you feel sorry for me. I just feel like I need to make this video out of character, just straight up tell you what I've been dealing with for the last 10 years or so. So yeah, I had the moments in 2015, I had the moment in 2017, and I had that moment at the end of 2010 when I first got diagnosed. I have also, because of my Crohn's, I would not have known about Kikra. If you know Kikra, that's the company or like charity that I've done a few streams for on my YouTube channel. I own a lot to them. They've helped me a lot through Crohn's, and because of them, I have met and communicated with a lot of people who suffer from Crohn's and colitis, or IBD. Because IBD is 2 different things. You can either have Crohn's or colitis. I never knew if Crohn's and colitis were the exact same thing. So if anyone knows that, can they please put it in the comment section, because I really want to know. And also, if anyone's watching this video who suffers from Crohn's or colitis or IBD, whatever you want to call it, you can put it in the comments and share your story, because I'd really want to know how long you've had it for. Because again, I've nearly had it for 10 years, and I'm going to have it for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, possibly even 80 before I eventually go into the clouds. And it's just like, I'm not going to be those people, one of those people who lives a normal lifestyle, where you have nothing wrong with you, you can just live a normal, happy life. Obviously, I'm living the best life I possibly can. But it's just that I could have lived a normal life without a condition, without anxiety or anything. But I'm not going to have that. And I haven't had that for another 10 years. So it's really hard to think about that. Honestly, I haven't kept in contact with the people who I met at the Kikra event. I didn't say I've become friends with them, because you become friends, you keep in contact. Geez, talking about this is making me cough, bro. Oh no. So yeah, I wasn't gonna say really hope you enjoy, because this isn't a video I want people to enjoy. I just want people to know, and people to know how I felt, what I've been through these last 10 years. Because this whole pandemic thing and immune systems, I feel like this is the perfect time to give a full recorded, non-edited story of how this came about and what it has caused me, the pain it has caused me, the trouble it has caused me, just everything that's gone wrong, what it's caused. And it's just mind-boggling, you know. A lot of my friends have felt shocked with what I've told them. Because of my Crohn's, I am unable to eat a lot of things without being sick. Like, because of Crohn's, I'm unable to eat pizza. I'm unable to eat... I mean, there's a lot of things, but the main thing is pizza. Otherwise, I'll feel ill, and yeah. Which sucks though, because I want to be one of those kids who likes pizza. But I never will be. Because it will affect my Crohn's. So yeah, I really hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, and I'm really sorry if I upset anyone or just made anyone feel really feel sympathy for me, because this is again not what I want this video to be like. I just want this video to be of me telling people that I suffer from this disease and this condition, and what it's going to be like for me. Like, if I ever take a hiatus from this channel for at least a week or so, it's probably going to be because I'm having a Crohn's problem. Just putting it out there right now. I'm just going to say I'm thankful for everyone, and thank you also to everyone who have supported me, who have been there by my side, who have not left me, and have just continued to show their support for all the hard times I've had in my life. I think Finn knows out of everyone when I say I went to the toilet and I'm just pretty much having number 2, but it's just blood. That's when I know I'm having a Crohn's flare up, because it's just blood. Like, there's no poo, there's just blood. Like, the whole toilet is covered in blood. So yeah, it's not easy. It's always going to be hard. It's always going to be hard. But I'm always going to expect the unexpected. That's what I'm always going to feel like now. That's going to be my slogan now from Crohn's. Expect the unexpected. Because you never know if you're feeling ill, if you're going to suffer and be diagnosed with a mental health condition. Because I didn't expect that. I thought I was having a stomach bug. Because I was throwing up. I'm like, okay, it's a stomach bug. But no. I have a medical condition that isn't common, really. People have it, but like, not like a lot. Like a lot of people have it. So yeah. I think I've rambled on for too long now, because like, this is making me feel really, like, making me think back on the hard times I've had. So yeah, I hope you guys understand what I've been through. I hope you guys have enjoyed and respect me telling you this, and always leave a like and subscribe. Hashtag CJ to 200 subs, I guess. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Deuces.